left and right side front. And it's more on the front right. So now I'm back in my driveway. I get the car pulled back. And I'll put it in a minute on the ramps and then we go from there. Hey guys, Olaf here from LSE. So today we're gonna work on a part which I bought over at Advanced Auto. Had to order it. Luckily they had it in stock. Cost me $16.37. Was ordered evening before. Came in the next day. This is from Moog. The sway bar suspension, or the sway bar bushing kit. So let's get this apart here quickly and show you what to look for. So, there are two bushings, and there are also, with the two bushings, two different models. So as you can see, this one has the order part number K20169, which is also what I ordered. This is the one which works on a Dodge Magnum or any of the similar models which have a diameter of 1 inch. If yours is over 1 inch, you need the other part, which I think is 20170 or something like that. The way they come, as you can see, they're pre-slotted. There's a slot in here with what you can push them over your sway bar, and they're just clamp hold in place. So it's very simple. They come in a pack of 2 already. Somebody had this one already open, so I'm guessing somebody ordered this one, used this one, and didn't fit because they had the thicker bar. I think the all-wheel drives have a thicker one, but not 100% sure. So there's your instruction kit on the stabilizer bar, sway bar. Various suspension configurations are available and to install the correct one to avoid premature failure. There are certain diameters for metric and imperial written on this piece of paper. You can pause it and read this little piece of paper. So I measured mine first by using this nice tool from Harbor Freight. With that, you can go around your sway bar and measure that distance, and mine came down to pretty much around here, to close to 1 inch. So there was a little bit of a gap, but that's pretty much it. So make sure you measure yours and you're golden. So I'll crawl underneath the car now, since I don't have a lift at my house, and actually I'm gonna take these out. I'll show it on one side, it will be identical on the other side, just a mirror, and there we go. Alrighty guys, so there you see the best underview I can give you. I'm sitting here very low to the ground. I have only a clearance of around 6-8 inches higher. So the car is not fully jacked up the way you would see it in the bay, because everything is on the move to the new location. So but I have to replace those because they are worn and it gives me a clunky noise, which I showed in the video sequence before. So sorry for my dirty outfit. Hope you guys can see me. I just do it. This one is still hot from earlier and oily. We have oil and dirt all sitting on here, which came because I had to clear the engine bay up, and I had a couple issues earlier which are solved, but I still have to fix some of that. Which one is the new one actually? This one looks to be the old. Nope, this is the new. Okay. Yeah, it squeezed a bunch of oil out. So let's see what we got here. We have this little aluminum heat shield, which has a very small screw here and screw over here. Let me see here first which one it is. Looks like an 8mm, but I could be wrong. So I'm using from Irontron a wrench set, which I actually like because it has these quick universal ones which fit on, and good as, oh, this one catalyst is still hot. So let's see if I can so this is 8mm. It's coming out pretty deep screwed in. I don't know why they done it with screws that long, but I think it's for just reducing the possibility. Oh, there's a little bit of damage here. Oh, that's only the outer. This one is still solid. I'm using my hand tool so you guys can actually hear me. So this one I don't want to unscrew all the way. This is just a heat shield, so I'm just bending it out of the way. And it looks like I'm gonna need some new tires. This is 1 inch and will fit over it. So now I have 2 screws here. Let's see what these are, since everything is most likely metric in here. Make sure the exhaust system is not hot. This one is still having some temperature in the catalyst converter. I was out driving this car 4 hours earlier to get the parts, and it's still hot. Just so that you guys know. You might want to use a wrench adapter to get into this tight space, because there's not much space, but it's loose. Now just take it all the way out on the bottom. And so you can easily do this in your driveway, since you only have 4 screws, 50mm, and 1 to 8mm per side, so 4 there. I actually just do one and just bend it out of the way, So there you can see the original port. As you can see, it's here and it's worn. It saw it better days. Looks like I have an oil leak at the engine. Not too happy about it, but not sure if it is engine block leaking or coming from above, because also the steering column is very oily. But so once you have one link out, you don't need to do the other side at the same time, so you can do it with just one side only. Just push it out to the side, and hope you guys can see it. Just pry it with your fingers out. This bushing is what came out of it. It's pretty darn worn out. I can see that. So it's time to change it. And I have 240,000 miles on it. I didn't saw it right away, but here is a stopper on this side. So that stopper is the part which stops it from sliding. So you have to go on this side. Push it on. Once you have it on, turn these grooves inside out. And we'll make sure your sway bar stays in place correctly. And push it over so it sits right in the middle. It's a very tight fit. I can tell you guys this by just looking at it. So it first looks like this piece will not sit right, but once you tighten down with the bolt and everything, it will squeeze in place. So make sure you get it all lined up. Just hand tighten it in. It's the key here. Once you have it hand tight, take your ratchet, adjust it so you can screw it back in. Make sure it's evenly tightened. Tighten it all the way so it's metal on metal. This way your sway bar is pushed correctly in place, hold stiff in place, and no longer just sits around. After that, you can just take your 8mm again. And as you can see, I just bent the aluminum back in place. And there's a plastic piece sitting in this area normally, but I have removed it because I have to do some work on the car anyways. So that's why the guards are right now off. So make sure you might have to remove your guard to access this area. But I was planning on working on the steering system anyways to replace a couple bushings. There are more videos to come. Right now I'm just troubleshooting what's causing the cracking and other noises which I have in the car. And since we still have this COVID-19 virus, which is actually a SARS-CoV-2 going on, a lot of businesses and customers of ours are actually without a job, so that's why we say, okay, let's do service on our equipment and our vehicles. So this is one of my vehicles I use when I go to job sites. Alright, so this is in, replaced, spent now, I would say all in all less than 15 minutes on this side. We'll do the same over there. So with everything, I would say under an hour you can actually replace these just with simple tools. But while you're underneath here, make sure that you double check everything else is solid, that your boot to your steering rack is not cracked or anything, that everything is tight. This one is a little guess what? This linkage, I hear it now. Yes, there's play in it. So that's one thing you can figure out what's really wrong on your system. I checked everything else. I have lower tie rods here. Not sure if you guys can see it. But I have lower tie rods which are greasable for the outers. I have, guess this part needs to be replaced. Okay, that's the first time in 200,000 miles. Where is it actually worn? Oh, it's the upper. Okay. Sounds more dramatic than it is, but it's easy to replace. I'll order those. They come in a pair, and then one notch here removed, pop it out. Same over here. Yep. I'll make a video about this as well. How to replace them quick by yourself. And we're back and rolling there. Cool. So now I can do the sway bar on the other side. Again, guys, thanks for watching, and stay safe. Alright, so these sway bar links is what I was talking about. So when I hit this one here, there's the sound which I hear. So it's my sway bar. What is it? Sway bar link, I think is what they are called, which are worn. So that's easy to replace. Alright, hopefully the wind is not too bad here. So again, this is the old one, the original Mopar, and they're worn, but they have a split in here where you can push it apart, and yeah, just worn out. That's from Moog, the replacement part. So just make sure you measure everything right. But there you go. just make sure you measure your sway bar. Mine is in this case 1 inch.